Hi, Dr. Lindsay. Good day. I hope all is well. I'm sitting here with Miranda, and we are going to walk through some questions to do a de facto interview. So again, my name is Josh Dalton. I am the Director of Analytics and Internal Operations here at NC State University in the Athletic Department. I actually completed my degree from NC State as an undergrad, and I was a biological sciences degree, and I got a concentration in biomanufacturing. So I was one class short of getting a minor in biomanufacturing. I graduated in 2010. Upon graduation, I was working a couple small jobs until I ended up getting a job in the industry in biomanufacturing. So I have a unique path to how I got to now, but we'll get to that. So I worked at a place at the time. It was called Novartis, where we made the flu vaccine. So I was a manufacturing associate there for a couple years, and then I got a job offer just through LinkedIn at another competitor in biotech, company called Biogen. So I started at Biogen, and while I was at Biogen, I decided the best way to move up the ladder was to further my education. So I started an MBA, and actually I got into NC State's program, the Master's of Business Administration program, and started taking the courses online. And just partially out of luck, I found out about a temporary job with the athletic department. It was a temp position in business and finance. So I was really torn because I actually really enjoyed what I was doing in biomanufacturing, and I thought I was pretty good at it. But
Sorry to interrupt.
hey,
We're going to a 4 o'clock with with the provost.
okay, sounds good. And that was the AD, Debbie Yao. All right, so I was torn about which way I wanted to go with my career. I talked to my supervisor. I left in good standing at Novartis. I talked with my supervisor at Biogen. He basically told me if I was unhappy, I could come back. So I took the jump. I accepted a temporary position in athletics and gave up my benefits and everything that I had with a full-time permanent position at Biogen. The nice part about it was I was in the middle of getting my MBA online, so I did get my own office. It definitely helped enable me as far as studies and growth and to do well in my classes. And really just got exposure to athletics. And then about a year or so in, a position was created in the athletic department entitled Director of Analytics and Internal Operations. And it so happened that in my MBA program, I was getting a certificate in decision analytics and was starting to learn more and more about analytics and how it can be applied in a business setting. And so it was a good fit. I'd done a number of projects. For the person who I would report to, I was kind of like a Swiss Army knife kind of catch-all. I did a little bit of everything for everybody when I was in my temp role. So I'd already had good exposure, I'd already developed good rapport, and I was lucky enough to get the position, which is my current position that I've been doing for about 2+ years now, somewhere in there. So I'm going to take a minute to look at the questions to make sure I'm covering everything. So I'm originally from Kansas. I was born in Kansas, lived there for about 5 or 6 years before we relocated to Tennessee due to my dad's job, and then lived in Tennessee up through middle school, where I relocated to North Carolina again just prior to high school. So my hometown, it definitely had an impact on my college. So I was a wrestler in high school. Made the decision that I wanted to wrestle in college, visited a few schools, and NC State ended up being the one that I selected. So I came here mostly as a walk-on. The wrestling coach at the time gave me just a little bit of scholarship to help seal the deal, but I was pretty much just a glorified walk-on. And by choosing NC State, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't have chosen this, and then I wouldn't have had my varied background in math and science. So NC State worked out well for me, no doubt. So I chose biology because at the time I was thinking I wanted to be a physician's assistant. So I started down that path. I was kind of looking at the checklist of what I needed to do to get into a PA school, was starting to explore options as far as getting clinical hours and that type of thing. And then I woke up one day and really kind of had a change of heart. Didn't really like needles. I don't really like blood. Kind of talked with my mentor and some different people about it. And then, as part of the biology club, a representative from what's known as BTEC, the Biomanufacturing Training and Education Center, came and talked to the biology club. They had just opened this brand new building at the time, and so I went and set up a meeting with her, talked to her about biomanufacturing, and that kind of led me down that career path, and instead of being a PA. And I'm kind of going all over the place here. So what are some of the jobs you had before? So I've had all sorts of different jobs, whether it be working as a bagger at a grocery store in high school or a lifeguard. And then once I got to college, I was a turf grass pathology research assistant one summer. I was a plant pathology research assistant another summer. So I got a lot of experience in labs and in sciences. And also, after 3 years of wrestling, I stopped wrestling and started working at UPS. So I've been a loader at UPS. I was fortunate enough, I did some temp driving for them. So driving the trucks during peak season, which would be like November, December, when it really picks up. And so just different odd jobs here and there. Current job, so Director of Analytics, Internal Ops. My responsibilities, they vary quite a bit. So my one-liner is, a number of administrative projects, some which are analytics based. So what does that mean? So I do different special projects, just one-offs or requests from either the AD or my boss. I help execute our student-athlete surveys. I coordinate some of our high-level meetings, so our senior staff meeting and ICA cabinet meetings I make the agenda for, call for agenda items, and help run and coordinate that meeting. I'm in part liaison with student conduct, so if any of our student-athletes get in trouble, I get pinged an email from our watch list program called Maxient. Help out with our annual reporting requirements. So whether that just be our end-of-year annual report or different reports that we have to submit annually for NCAA compliance or EADA, or kind of going on a tangent there. But also help out with some specialty insurance for athletes that think they might go pro if they qualify for permanent total disability or loss of value insurance, primarily with football and men's basketball. And then I do a number of projects with data analytics and visualization, kind of comparing us to other schools in the Power 5, other schools in the ACC. What are our salaries rank as far as ACC publics or Power 5 publics? So we have, we're competitive in all those different aspects. And then I'm also the liaison for strategic risk management. So I help kind of analyze our different risks that are possible and rate them, and so what do we do to mitigate them from occurring, and then if a risk were to occur, how would we proactively navigate that. And then I also oversee the wrestling team, so I'm the sports administrator for the wrestling program. I work closely with the head coach. We work on scheduling budgets. If any issues come up, I help resolve those conflicts. I do Coach Pat's performance rating each year. We talk about goals, whether it be competitively, academically, compliance, fiscally, so as far as the budget is concerned. I meet each year with the student athletes at the beginning of the year, the wrestlers, to kind of talk about the student athlete code of conduct. And then I meet with them also at the end of the year where we do our end of competition season survey, kind of evaluate all the different units, evaluate their season and see where we can improve. I have bi-weekly meetings with Coach Pat. We resolve everything, make sure if there were any Title IX issues or anything like that, or any student conduct issues, we'd talk about that and resolve that. If there were ever a head coaching search, which we have Coach Pat locked up for the next, pushing 10 years with his contract, but I would chair that search for the head coach, and then I also would serve on the committee if we are needing to replace an assistant coach. So I do like my job. I really do feel like I have the dream job, being a former wrestler, involved with the wrestling team, working in athletics. It's truly a blessing. It's a neat job, absolutely. So I kind of hit on how I got to where I am now and how I decided on my career path.
Any regrets?
It depends on the day, but no, not really. There's always, kind of in the back of my head, I'm wondering, what if I had stuck with biotech? I did feel like I was really good in it. The thing about this role, too, is really forced me to grow a lot. Really, helping with my leadership skills, my speaking skills, kind of really helping me grow from a business mindset. So a lot of professional development that I've, been able to do.
And we can go ahead and wrap it up with the last question. Do you still have any goals, like what you are looking forward to, working towards?
I do. So I think whether you're in the beginning of your career or approaching retirement, I think you always want to have goals, and there's different types of goals, whether it be short-term goals or long-term goals. Short-term, refer to those more as like confidence builders. Long-terms are 5-year plans or longer perhaps, and then it could be the professional goals, leadership goals. I know I always want to continue to grow and learn, so I try and read a book every couple of months or listen to podcasts and stuff on audio, always trying to grow. Financial goals, you always want to have a goal, so your budget, just like you would with work or a business, you also want to personally have a budget to make sure you're responsible with your money, growing, and then also investing. So career-related goals, and then I want to continue to innovate and help the department. So with different innovative goals, especially as everything becomes more digital. And then there's also leisure goals. So I've try and have a little bit of a work-life balance. So where I want to go on vacation. Or what I want to do on the weekend, how I want to spend my time outside of work, and then also fitness goals. So just as important as growing your mind and helping yourself professionally, you also want to take care of your body. So I made one of my New Year's resolution was to just do 25 push-ups a day.
How's that going?
I've missed a few days, so I fell off. But that's the thing too about goals is you can always get back on that horse.
Gotta start hitting the treadmill with Brian.
Yeah, Brian, he gets it in,
Dedicated.
especially when we're traveling,
Yeah.
So.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm sure I could go on more tangents and go on, but I think that's probably a good wrap for now.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
So thank you.